A man who says, I am turned off and do not like black women, so I date non-black women.
Right.
He has mommy issues.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Just a Girl Show. My name is Janine. If you are new here, if you're new, of course, hit that subscribe button. Turn your notifications on so you never miss an episode. And if you are a subscriber, welcome back to the channel. So on my channel, we have talked a lot about black men and their decisions to not want to date black women because of our behaviors, because of our attitude, and all of that, which is a lot of it is true. You know, I used to be someone who would be like, wow, that's weird. Why he want to date why he don't like black girls? Why he with a white girl? Oh, he must be weird. Like, I had all those thoughts when I was younger until I understood the decision. That might just be where you grow up at. That's your environment. That's what you're attracted to. Or you experience some trauma and some hardships dealing with some rough, aggressive black women that you said, no, ma'am, I'm done with them. So I can't be mad at that when you decide to choose you, right? So a couple days ago, I shared my thoughts on Cheyenne Bryant sitting on Club Shay Shay, doing what she does, talk about, you know, everything under the sun, other than herself, and hold herself accountable. Well, she sat down with Shannon. And this particular part of the interview, I'm going to tie in her discussion of black men dating outside the race, and also her holding Shannon accountable for his actions, right? So, and I'm going to share this clip of her talking about black men not wanting to date black women. Here we go. Let's come back and talk about it.
A man who says, I am turned off and do not like black women, so I date non-black women.
Right.
He has mommy issues.
Okay.
He has an identity crisis because you came from the woman you're saying you dislike. So now we have a deeper rooted issue. I'm not saying that a brother who only dates outside of black women cannot also have mommy issues. But if that's just his preference, then that's different than saying, I don't date because my experience was bad. I don't date because I don't like the way black women show up. I don't date because I don't like the way black women are strong or they talk too much. And I'm not saying those things ain't true for a lot of us, okay?
Yes.
But what I'm saying is everyone has the right to have their preference. But I do believe that people need to look deep down and say, why is that your preference? Take inventory on that. I know my preference of a man with no kids is because growing up as a little girl, I had to share my father with 6 other siblings.
You want undivided attention.
And I'm not sharing another man in my life.
Damn.
And I'm also not going to put my children in a position to have to share their father with anybody else at all.
A black man has mommy issues if he decides, I am no longer going to put up with this mistreatment from these black women. How do the two equate? How can you say that man it's a definite he has mommy issues? I don't have to hate my mom. I could have an amazing mother. But what I realized after dealing with black women my entire life, that they all are the same. I don't feel comfortable. They don't make me happy. They cause me so much stress. I'm going to choose to date outside my race because of this. And she also says, well, the things could be true, but it's like, but still. So you categorize, he has to have mommy issues because he chooses himself. He chooses his peace. We act like black men can't have a preference.
You date black girls?
Oh, I date black girls. I've dated black girls before.
You said before. Don't sound like you're doing it now, though. Why not, though?
The only issue that I have with black women, nah, bro, black women, like, they love so hard, and they always be like, you know what I'm saying, they go through the most crap, but it's like not even unsubconsciously even knowing, like, they look at black men in a certain light or view.
What is it? What's that light they look at us in?
Negative. He, you know what I'm saying, just on, like, he not shit, or he don't do this, he not that, or just like.
And again, we know that y'all don't look at all black men like that too. So let's just put these you know what I'm saying, prefixes
read between the
out here,
lines.
You know what I'm saying?
Read between the lines, you know. But like, I don't know, but they just really look at us like, matter of fact, the best way I can say it is that a lot of black women look at black men through generational eyes. And when I say that, it's literally in the most simplistic way.
Yeah.
Like generational odds is
It's passed down.
your mom, say you grew up, a black woman grew up in a one parent household, which is with her mama, and all she ever heard about was all the drama that her mama ever went through.
Yeah.
With a man, probably a black man.
Yeah.
May or may not be, but probably a black
More
man.
than likely.
But even if it's just men in general, the next generation or that daughter that sees her mom go through all this stuff is automatically going to grow up and try to be this super efficient, super independent woman. And that's going to always be like, I don't either need a man, I don't want a man, or they're going to have this super crazy outlook or like a negative outlook on a black man just because of what she's seen her mom go through, just what she's seen her grandma go through, her aunt go through, or her older sisters.
We don't want to date broke men, period. Period. A woman can come out flat out and say, I don't want to date broke men. And they don't have to explain nothing about it. But if a black man decides he don't want to date black women anymore, we call them weak. We say they hate their mamas. They got mommy issues. They got abandonment issues. It's all these things versus looking at us and saying, wow. Like, wow, this man had to go through a lot with some black women. Wow. Like, to say he has identity issues has nothing to do with anything. You don't have to hate your mother because you don't want to date black women. That don't even mean I hate black women. But this is the reality of how women like her, right, will do all of this word salad and make women feel like, just give us a reason to not be accountable for our action. That's all you're doing. All you're doing is trying to find a way to make black women who probably have heard that before about themselves. I don't want to date a woman like you ever again. That you're going to make them believe, oh yeah, he just had mommy issues.
And when it comes to these black men who specifically say that they don't date any black women, like black women whatsoever, you have to look at the relationship with their mother or their grandmother or any of the women in their life. And that will tell you why that man is saying that. Because a lot of the times when black men be like, they don't want to date no black woman whatsoever, it don't matter. Even though they have not encountered every single black woman, yet they stereotype and categorize all black women into this category. So now to them, all black women ain't shit, or they too this, or they too that. Right? So how my mind works, I try to look at the relationship they have with their grandmother, their mother. And if they have a negative perspective of their mama, their grandmama, or the women in their life, the black women in their life, they will take that out on all the black women on this earth. It's not so much as black women are to this, to that. They really be having mommy issues.
So I don't need to change my behavior. I don't need to change my attitude because there you go. I knew it wasn't me. And again, my issue is the fact that she has it like it's a definite. Because you dislike the woman who you came from. No one ever said I have to dislike. I just choose not to want to deal with them. And I said this before. I believe that black men want to be with black women. Like if that's their choice of attraction. But I have to realize that no matter how attracted I am to these black women, my heart can't take it. My mind can't take it. And this is the problem that we are going to continue to have because you have women like her who has this big platform, who has this big voice that people stand what she says and we're supposed to just run with it. When we know why they don't want to deal with us. We can't keep being delusional as to why black men or any man don't want to deal with us. It ain't just black men, it's anybody. So because he got a black mom, he just supposed to take mistreatment. That's just, and again, he could have tried. The last 5 women he had in his life, I tried, but enough is enough. And one thing for sure about me, I'm never going to tell my son to just stick it out and have to prove that he don't have mommy issues. You know who you are. You know who your mama is. I know you love me. Choose you, son. Choose whoever makes you happy. And like I said, I think it's just any way to try to not have black women be held accountable because black women will run. They choose the bear over the black man. They tell you how dangerous black men are, how much they're predators. So what is their excuse? What is their reasoning?
Would you rather be trapped in the forest with a bear, okay, or a black man? I'm going to choose a bear. Any black woman because I just seen the video, right? Any black woman who said a bear, or any woman who would say and did say a bear, applaud that to you. Because what the hell? And for all the men who get offended, do you not know how men act?
Like, she really gets on my nerves because she has this very black and white way of thinking when it comes to probably black men don't want to deal with her. Let's be all the way real. The men you probably want to deal with don't want to deal with you. I mean, ever thought about that? So of course you're gonna blame it on his mommy issues. He don't like his mama. That's why he don't want to date with black women. No, he don't like you because of your attitude. Period. He has a sweet mother. He has a sweet mother, but you ain't nothing like my mom. But again, Shannon just sat there and let her just talk and talk and talk. And I'm gonna share this next clip of her sharing her opinions on him and how sad she is for the choices that he's made in his life. And let's come back and talk about it.
Breaks my heart with you is you've accomplished so much in everything you've touched transactionally. It has turned to gold, all the way down to the gold jacket. But like the fig tree, you still haven't found yourself. All the way at the age of 60. And finding yourself takes the heart.
The mind replays what the heart can't delete.
Hello. And so you have been operating from such a mind space so that you don't have to even have a connection with the heart, that it has put you in such a deficit of self. And that's what goes back to when I said a man who can procreate with multiple women without wanting to make sure that there is a foundational family there, he has a loss of self. And that man has an identity crisis. And there is a huge self-love deficit because a man who loves himself makes decisions that represent self-love. And everything that you have externalized is a direct reflection of you. The brokenness in the families you created, that's just the brokenness in you. How you can be successful transactionally, but your heart is over here, talking about, well, at what point am I going to get seen? And then what the little boy in you tells the heart is, didn't nobody want to see you when you was young. Wasn't nobody tripping off you then. So why do we think anybody is deserving, right? Or why do I think, as a little boy, that you're deserving of someone who would take your heart and really protect it and create a safe space? So it's easier for you to have transactional sex or have things that are convenient for you because that gives you control. And control is just insecurity, and security is just fear. And that's that little boy in you who is so afraid that if I can't touch and go with everything, I might end up touch and staying and might get stuck in a place that I don't know how to navigate. Let me say this again, not in a place that isn't safe, not in a place that isn't loving, but in a place that the little boy in you does not know how to navigate. It's time for the grown man in you to grow the up and give yourself a chance to love, whatever that looks like, and to gain a sense of self of who you really are at your heart space. Because transactional life isn't really legacy. It just isn't. It's nice on paper.
Yeah.
But it's not legacy. The real wealth and the real legacy is what Dion has. And that's family. That's family. I'm not saying you don't have it with your girls. And I'm not saying it's too late to create it.
Right.
But what I'm saying is I would like to offer that at some point, you do start to say, let me just dive into my heart by myself. Even if you're still doing your transactional stuff with women or whatever, I'm not saying stop, you grown. But start to just get a sense of self of like who you are at the heart space. Because that's our heart is who we are. Our mind is something that we have to have dominion over to control. But our heart is something we can't control because it's the authenticity of who we really are.
So my problem again with Dr. Cheyenne Bryant is the fact that she sits there as if she has her life all together. She compared Dion. Like, well, look at what Dion has, a legacy. You don't have anything that Dion has. How are you telling this man that you feel sad for him? He needs to grow up. He needs to look within himself. You're a 3-year-old, want a husband, so she says, wants children, has allegedly had these engagements, has allegedly had all these people dying to want to marry you, and you're single, you're by yourself, no husband, no kids. So you need to be telling yourself the same advice that you're telling him. How do you sit there and tell somebody that you think, sit within yourself, dive deeper into you, stop being transactional, take your time, find out who you are? He's a 60-year-old man. And I'm not saying that what she said to him doesn't have any truth to his situation. Could be, right? My problem is your life choices is not valid enough. Like, you don't have enough validity. I just feel like her life decisions don't hold weight to be able to tell somebody this. You just told that you've been spinning the block with the same man for 5 years. So he need to look within. He need to find himself. He need to do some soul searching. But you have been spinning the block for 5 years with the same man, all because you say he's just not emotionally available or emotionally intelligent, whatever, mature, whatever. But you still been dealing with him for the last 5 years. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. It is all. It's just a lot of just talking, and it's a lot of, again, I'm going to use my expertise, my knowledge, my background, my popularity to try to make other people feel like I know more. I know best. I know best about Black men. I know it all about Black men. So if you know so much about Black men, why haven't you found one who you can lock in with? If you got all the answers, if you know how to fix them, if you know what they got to do, why haven't you fixed that man? I just can't. I just feel like we have to recognize our actions as women, especially when it comes to dating, our dating choices. When it comes to Black men, just not want to deal with us. It's just a reality. It's the reality. But of course, anytime you have someone who doesn't want to be accountable for their own action, they're going to put the finger at everybody else but themselves. And she's a perfect example. Perfect example. But this is just my opinion. What do I know? What do I know? Just my opinions. And share your opinion in the comments. Let me know what you guys think about this conversation, of course. Subscribe to the channel, of course. Like the video if you enjoyed it. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.